Finally, I sucked up my pride and asked if Mr. Wood could drive me home. He didn't ask questions. He didn't hesitate to drive me the 5 blocks, nor did he mock my laziness. Seriously, where had Mr. Wood been when I needed a foster parent? When we reached my building, I got out, told Mr. Wood thanks for the ride and for dinner, and as he pulled out of the parking lot, he tooted his horn to say goodbye. I waved, but the fear gremlin kept gnawing away at my gut. At the main door, I tapped in the entry code and gripped the handle. Out of habit, I glanced down at the gnome. It was gone. For the first time since I'd moved in, it was gone. Sure, it moved now and then. I assumed Morelli did it when he weed-whacked the sad patch of greenery, but it was never gone. The skin-prickling sensation crawled over me again, but this time it was more intense than ever. It had me utterly creeped out, but even that was pushed aside by the stench near the door. Imagine someone took restaurant refuse and doused it in essence of skunk. It was so strong, I released the handle and put my hand to my nose. The electronic lock clicked back into place. I told myself that I really was being ridiculous. Morelli was all about security. He didn't even give me the entry code for the first 2 weeks after I moved in, which had been a fun 14 days of speaking to him on a daily basis, since I had to call him every time I came home. As part of his safety measures, my apartment door was adorned with a high-quality lock and deadbolt. Surely, once I got in, I'd be safe and everything would be fine. I entered the code again. When the lock released, I whisked open the door, scurried over the threshold, and gagged on the stink wafting from Morelli's apartment as I tugged the door closed behind me. This time on the stairs, I made no effort to be quiet. I was hoping Morelli might want to follow me up to make sure I wasn't performing any satanic rituals in my front room or whatever it was he suspected me of. But he must have been lost in the task of braiding his back hair, because there was no sound of the TV coming from his apartment, and he didn't even bother to crack open his door to scowl at me. What's a lady have to do to get some attention, right? When I got to my door, I breathed a sigh of relief to see it was still closed. It hadn't been barged in with the door hanging off its hinges, the deadbolt hadn't been blasted out with an explosive, and the knob remained as securely locked as I'd left it. None of this stopped the sensation that someone wearing needle-soled shoes was using the skin on my neck and arms as a dance floor. My hands shook so badly my key missed its slot a couple times. Once I finally managed to unlock the door, I stepped warily into the darkness. I flicked on the light, and my gut dropped into my boots, crashed through the landing, then splattered onto the ground floor.